Good afternoon. Welcome to The Topic, where we highlight Houston Community College, our students, our programs, and our reach into the community. I'm Todd Duplantis. Welcome back from spring break to all of our HCC community. Good to have you with us on this Tuesday afternoon. Of course, we are live every Tuesday afternoon on Facebook and YouTube. You can catch the rebroadcast of our show on HCC TV. Look for us in social media under Houston Community College District, where you can follow our YouTube channel, of course, Facebook, all that stuff. And make sure you download our audio versions of our shows as podcasts. Download them at hccs.edu/podcast. Learning at HCC just doesn't take place inside the classroom. Activities on campus provide opportunities to hone those all-important skills that employers value. We're joined this afternoon by Dominique Brown, Student Life Coordinator for the Northwest College, and we're going to learn how student life can enrich your experience here at HCC. Dominique, good to see you again.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Well, thanks for being here. We've had you on our morning show before. I think we've talked to you on this show before as well. But the Office of Student Life provides student engagement through many different types of things. I know you have, the SGA, for example, free events that you offer for students. Maybe you can go through some of those and how you can enrich the college experience.
Yes. So the Office of Student Life is dedicated to creating the ultimate student experience for our students here outside the classroom. We focus on specifically 3 different areas. We do a lot of different things, but I'll highlight 3 today, and that is our free events. And so with our free events, they're open to students. We do have some events that are open to faculty and staff as well. We like to see that engagement between faculty, staff, and students. And it's a variety of events. We focus on civic events like voter registration or Constitution Day. We have different social events for Christmas or Thanksgiving and Valentine's Day. We also do cultural events focusing on Black History Month, as well as Asian Pacific Heritage Month, Cinco de Mayo, Hispanic Heritage Month, and so forth. We have some educational opportunities as well through our Recipes for Success and our Life Hacking Learning Series, partnered with the library and the tutoring department. And we also focus on awareness events, and those are domestic violence awareness, drug and alcohol awareness. So those are the events that we host. In addition to our events, we also provide student leadership opportunities through our Student Government Association, our National Society of Leadership and Success. Some of these positions are paid positions. Some are just for the experience, but there's a lot of great opportunities there. And lastly, we provide support to our student clubs and organizations. So we have over 50 student clubs and organizations across Houston Community College, and they focus on different areas. So we have academic clubs that may be tied to a specific major. There are diversity and cultural clubs that we have as well that are inclusive, as well as our social clubs and our special interest clubs, even things down to the chess club. So we have a lot.
Well, I want to break down a couple of those, because when you think of events, I can remember some memorable events you guys have had over the years. I know, for example, I believe it was Carl Mays out at the Central College would have a number of events out there, and everything from like crawfish boils for Mardi Gras and things like that. Anything to get the students engaged. For these events now, getting them engaged, I imagine you have to do them not just in person, but virtually as well, or maybe a mixture of both.
Absolutely. So we have taken this somewhat hybrid model. So we are doing a lot of things on campus. Of course, we're still aware of the COVID situation. So we are practicing safe measures when we're hosting these events. And most of those events are quick touch points where we're providing information. So this could be, for example, for Valentine's Day, a lot of us hosted Healthy Relationships Edition, where we passed out candy, partnered with the counseling department providing information. So students were still able to connect and gather, but it was more of like a quick touch point. And In addition to that, we've been hosting a lot of virtual events. So we've been pretty much focused on our virtual events in terms of speaker events. Right. So we had a human trafficking workshop right prior to spring break. Yeah. Today we had a budgeting workshop that was virtual, and it really has allowed students to tap in regardless of their campus and no matter where they are. So they don't have to rush to Spring Branch to get to life hacking. They can join from Central and tune in virtually. So it definitely has been great.
I know you, for example, get student leadership opportunities. Obviously, if you have ambitions to have a political career, this would be a good launching point, to get. But this is also a way of just learning how organizations work, especially when you're representing those on your campuses to the districts, because the SGA, correct me if I'm wrong, they actually do get a chance to meet with the administration to provide, suggestions from students or needs as well, right?
Absolutely. So we have, one, these organizations are solely run by students. Yes, they have faculty, staff, advisors, and they're just there to provide support to the students, but these are their ideas. They're actually doing the work, and they get out there and actually, get into action. And with our SGA and our United Student Council, so there's an SGA at each college. So right. We have 6 different SGAs, and then we have our United Student Council, which is pretty much our district SGA. So our local SGAs are going to champion issues for our students at a local perspective, and our United Student Council are tackling those issues from a district perspective. But these particular students are the voice of the students. So they're going in, they're meeting at least once per month with the dean, the president, attending board meetings and meeting with the chancellor.
Right. I've seen them at those board meetings. How important are the student recognition, the awards that you provide? I imagine if you're looking to build your resume, these are great things to put on there for the college, your college experience.
Absolutely. I'm glad you asked that, because we're actually in the process of soliciting nominations for our student award ceremony. So every year we host a award ceremony. This year is district-wide, and it will be virtual. And we are soliciting nominations for various categories. So our students can nominate for Starfish, which is nominating a faculty or staff member who has impacted them throughout this year and contributed to their overall student success. We are also recognizing our student clubs and organizations. There's various categories for them as an individual or as a club. And then for our faculty members, we are actually asking them to nominate students for academic success for each particular program. So there is a biology student of the year, a chemistry student of the year, and so forth. And this is a great opportunity for them to be recognized. They get an actual physical award, a nice glass award, by the way. And they're also able to put these things on their resume, as well as if they're planning to transfer to a university, to help them set themselves apart.
Sure. And every little thing helps when you need to get noticed like that. We've got about 45 seconds left, but I wanted to ask you real fast. You talked about some paid opportunities. Is that through the Instructional Student Programming Fund?
No, so that we do have the Instructional Student Programming Fund, and that is for faculty members to provide co-curricular opportunities outside the classroom. So that is available for faculty and staff. The paid positions are through student government and the United Student Council.
It's always good to make a few extra dollars when you're in college as well. Dominique Brown, always good to see you. Thank you for being here and breaking down what it means to work with student life at HCC. Have a great afternoon.
Thank you.
All right. When we return, we'll talk about how to become a leader at HCC. All that and more. The topic is back in 60 seconds.
Sometimes what you need just shows up. Houston Community College has your back, whether you're knocking out some basics or upping your game for a better job. Enroll today for spring classes and frame your future with HCC.
For more than a year, we have kept you informed with more than 500 remote episodes. But now we're back, bigger and better, with more news and more guests. Join us live every weekday at 10 a.m. on Facebook and YouTube, and on HCC TV at noon and 5 p.m. You can watch from anywhere. We go where you go.
Welcome back to The Topic. I'm Todd Duplantis. Of course, we're live every Tuesday afternoon at 1 p.m. on Facebook Live and YouTube. Look for us under Houston Community College District. You can catch the rebroadcast of our show on HCC TV. And if you're into podcasts, you can download the audio versions of our shows at hccs.edu/podcasts. We're talking about student life. You know, when we read about the business world during the pandemic, one topic that comes up frequently is how leadership emerged at all levels of organizations. HCC provides the chance to gain leadership skills you can use in the professional world starting on day one. We've got Ladarian Prevot, who's the president of the National Northwest Society of Leadership and Success. Ladarian, thanks for being on the show.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Tell me first up, what exactly is the National Society of Leadership and Success?
Okay, the NSLS is a honor society in which students are selected and invited on academic achievements. So they're invited by the national office based on academic progress.
And how many people do they pick a semester? Does it matter on the academic progress? I mean, is it a wide range of people, or what is it? Is it a very narrow club?
Normally, actually, the GPA requirement used to be, I believe, 3.0, and then they lowered it to 2.75. So anyone that has a 2.75 GPA gets an invitation from the national office on behalf of HCC, and they can choose to look into it and ultimately join. So there's maybe 2,500 invitees every semester.
Okay, so it's a pretty large society that you can be a part of. Do you have chapters across the district? How does that work?
Yes, so each college has their own, and then we also have an online chapter that's strictly online. So there's one at each of the HCC colleges.
What is the biggest misconception for the NSLS?
A lot of people believe it's a fake or it's a scam, especially being on Facebook, and they have this student group. It's called Eagle to Eagle. Right. And every semester when the invitations go out, they come from the national office on behalf of HCC. So then when they see, NSLS is inviting you and then they ask you to pay a membership fee, people are like, oh, this is definitely a scam.
Yeah.
And there's always students that ask every semester, is this a scam? Is this a real thing? How can I join? What is the benefits of joining something like this?
When you do join, what are some of the benefits that you do get?
So there's an access to a job board as soon as you actually become a member, even before you're an inducted member. As soon as you pay the $95 fee to join, you have access to a job board that's a national job board, almost $500,000 in scholarships. And there's also letters of recommendation that you can request that are personalized.
And how does that work? Because that always seems to help in getting jobs or to include in your portfolio or recommendation letters.
Right. So that normally comes from the advisor of the local chapter, especially when you're like myself, a part of the e-board, and you can request one of those and they can do a personalized letter of recommendation, but also they just talk about your involvement with NSLS as well. So whenever you join as a member and they can say, you're an inducted member, you've participated in this community service, those types of things.
Well, that's what I was going to ask next. You mentioned to become a member, you have to get inducted. So you can pay your fee, but you need to be active in the group. How does that work?
Correct. So when you pay your fee, you're a lifetime member of the NSLS, but when you're an inducted member, there's certain steps you have to go through that include orientation, leadership training day, 3 speaker broadcasts, and 3 success networking team meetings. So these are pretty much like goal setting meetings, and all of these things are in order to develop you into a better leader. And then there's a big induction ceremony after that. And then you get even more benefits after you're an inducted member.
You have a lot of things going on for them. For example, the leadership training day and the speaker broadcasts. Who would be some of the type of speakers who would show up to speak with the students?
They're honestly, it's almost like a TED Talk, how they have them now, to where they're online. Some of them are live, to where you can actually, it's almost like a Zoom meeting where you can ask questions. Some of the past speakers they've had are like Terry Crews, Gabrielle Union.
Wow.
I think Stone Cold Steve Austin was on there last year, the wrestler.
Yeah.
So there's people from all walks of life, really. There were actors, there was an ex-president before as well. So they've actually had Michelle Obama come on as well for one of the speaker broadcasts.
And for NSLS, you mentioned that community service is a big part of this as well. Tell me how that works.
Definitely. So community service is always a big part of giving back and being a leader and recognizing something within yourself that's important to actually give back to that community that you're from. So we do a lot of the Houston Food Bank, Kids Meals on Wheels, and we also have food pantries that come to HCC and do distributions as well for our local community.
What are some of the ones that you participated on that you've gotten the most out of?
I've done the Houston Food Bank, and this was even 2 years ago. They actually had the Houston Food Bank come out and do like Thanksgiving meals. That was the first one. And then they come out basically once a month. I've done the Kids Meals on Wheels. We've done a park cleanup to where, we've had a group of people, maybe 100 people go out and clean up a park half of the day pretty much. And it was like a whole thing. We got to network with other people, and there were other NSLS groups there from other colleges too. So it was a networking opportunity and an opportunity to give back as well.
Besides the community service, if you could think personally, and I've got about a minute or so left, what would be the biggest thing you've learned from being in NSLS?
It's really something within myself that I've noticed. I wasn't a person that would be able to talk in front of people. But after becoming a leader, I'm normally the one that hosts leadership training day. And I also have to lead a success networking team. And so those goal setting things are always something that are in my head as far as with the NSLS. And it's just a part of life for me now. To where before that wasn't the person that I was.
We appreciate you for joining us, Ladarian Prevot with the NSLS. Thanks for being here on the show this afternoon.
Thank you for having me.
All right, and we're going to put some links in our social media post after the show if you want more information on this. We're going to take a short break. When we return, we'll learn how to make an impact on HCC through student government. The topic is back in 60 seconds.
Sometimes what you need just shows up. Houston Community College has your back, whether you're knocking out some basics or upping your game for a better job. Enroll today for spring classes and frame your future with HCC.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars. But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows, maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
Things could be stranger, but I don't know how. I'm going through changes, through all of the strangeness. I'm going through changes now.
Welcome back to The Topic. I'm Todd Duplantis, and we're live this Tuesday afternoon and just about every Tuesday afternoon when HCC is in session at 1 p.m. Thanks for watching us on Facebook and YouTube. Look for us under Houston Community College District. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and download our podcasts at hccs.edu/podcasts. We're talking about student life here at HCC, and the voices of students do matter. One way to be heard is to participate in student government. We talked a little bit earlier about it. We're going to talk more about it as we're joined with Eugenia Ayala, who is the Northwest Student Government Association Treasurer. Eugenia, thanks for being here.
Hi, Todd. I'm excited to be here. Thank you.
Well, we want to expand more about SGA. Maybe you can, we broke it down a little bit, but maybe you can further expand what SGA is for our students and how it represents them.
Yes. So SGAs is the Student Government Association. That's what it stands for. And we represent the student body of our local colleges. We are the student's voice. We present the student concerns at meetings with administrations, including college presidents and deans. We represent students at meetings with the chancellor, at the board of trustees. And coming up, we have our meeting at the state convention with the Texas Junior College SGAs, and also with Community College Day visiting state representatives.
What are some of the concerns that pop up that students have that you do have to present to the administration? If you can think of some of the unique ones and some of the common concerns as well.
Yes, most of them have been, we're trying to help students get involved. And we're asking students, some of them are asking about break rooms. How can we improve our study rooms that we have at campus? Some students have requested maybe even gyms. So things like that's going to improve the students.
Right.
Yes, to be able to study and get that experience at the HCC campuses.
When you're on a campus, I know food is a big deal. And years ago, when I worked at the Southwest College, there was a lack of having food on the campus. We didn't have the contracts for it at the time. I know now they have a small cafeteria and a food court area. But is that a big concern still with students? I mean, if you're at a campus for 3 or 4 hours, you want to grab a bite to eat.
Yes. Yes. And that actually brings me to, we have, this year, we helped increase, we have a food pantry for students that's available. Right. And we also have included the toiletries. So any deodorant, socks, things like that, students that are available to students through the counseling program.
Since the pandemic, have more unique or requests popped up that obviously weren't here before March of 2020?
Yes. Yes. And that's why this year, COVID-19 hit pretty hard. And this year, part of our goal was to increase that wellness and awareness for students. HCC has so much to offer, so many resources that it offers that some students are not aware of. So our goal this year was really to bring that resources to the students. And food was one of our main concerns, bringing that awareness. Hey, we do have these pantries, and we're hosting, we're doing volunteering with the food bank and offering those that information to the students.
I know you've also done a number of events on mental health. Obviously, that's a big issue with students. I mean, we've got so many pressures nowadays. Those well attended?
Yes, our mental health awareness event was held in the fall last year, and it was a very successful event. We had a great number of students. It was a virtual event at that. We were a little nervous. It's been difficult having to deal with getting that awareness for the students through virtual events. But we had a great turnout. We had so many students reach out to us after that. Our speaker, Stephanie, she just, wow, it was a big help for the students, eye opener, something that we needed. especially after this past year with the COVID. So it was something very rewarding to the students. Some of them even got to take books home with them.
You know, speaking of COVID on a different level, more of a fun level, I noticed we had a resurgence of drive-ins, and HCC seemed to be having a number of drive-in movies. How did those events go?
Yeah, so those are always fun, right? We actually just hosted one right before the spring break. We have a big screen. We have one at Spring Branch campus, a big screen outside. You get to just park, enjoy the movie, you tune in. We give snacks to the students, popcorn, candy, juices, drinks. So it's a very good time.
You guys also had something that was interesting called the reverse town hall.
Yes, our reverse town hall is always something we really try to push, because you get the administration in there, you have your deans, you get to ask those questions, and you also get to find out, what's expected from HCC, what's coming up.
What are some of the upcoming things you have on the horizon?
So we have some exciting things and some volunteer opportunities for students. We have a park cleanup coming up in April 23rd, and it will be from 9 to 1. And students can volunteer. They can go to our presence page, you sign up. We also have a blood drive. We're going to have a 3-day blood drive for campus at A-Leaf, campus at Katy, and Spring Branch. For the Northwest campus, those will be March 28th, 30th, and 31st. Okay. And then we have also elections coming up.
Yeah. So if someone wants to be a part of the SGA, can they be an officer? Can they run? And how would they do that?
Yes. So we do. Elections are actually open already. And we do encourage any student you want to join the campus that you most attend. So I'm a Northwest student, attend classes at Northwest campuses. And so I ran for Northwest SGA. And yes, so you need to keep, of course, a GPA 3.7, I believe it was 2.7. I'm sorry. And then this year we're doing videos. So you make a video, students make an election video. We also have instructions on how to make that on our President's website. And you get so much opportunities. You learn leadership, you get that social connection, networking, you get to travel. We know this upcoming week, we're going to go to Texas Junior SGA.
Right. I know you'll have a coming up.
Yes.
Well, you've got a lot going on. Eugenia Ayala, you are the Northwest Student Government Association Treasurer. We appreciate you being here representing the SGA.
Thank you so much.
All right. And if you're more interested in the SGA or any of the topics we cover here in the show, we'll put some links in a social media post after the show. Thanks for joining us this Tuesday afternoon. Have a great week. I'm Todd Duplantis. I'll see you next time on The Topic.